So we're just taking all the cams out of it. We want to get the heads off so that we can pull the pistons out and really assess everything and just make sure that we don't need any extra pieces, or make sure that this thing isn't just a crapshoot. So we have started to take the cams off. We do, I guess, to update you, we took all the timing components off, removed everything out of the valley, including the oil pass-through tube, the oil filter housing, the direct injection system, including the injectors and the rails and all that stuff. And then there was a couple extra harnesses as well. So all that stuff's off. Our variable valve timing solenoids are off. We still need to remove the housing for the high pressure fuel pump that runs the bucket inside. The camshaft runs this, and that runs your pump. So this housing piece needs to come off. And then once we get the cams and stuff out, that's going to give us access to our head bolts. We will also need to remove a couple of extra components before we remove the heads though, and that includes spark plugs and all of the shimmed buckets that sit underneath of the cam. So this system does not run hydraulic lifters. They're just shimmed buckets basically that sit on top of the valve spring to take up that clearance. So everything's going to need to be laid out and very, very organized, and all of these buckets are variable thicknesses and need to be labeled to go back exactly where they came out. So I've already taken the bolts off, and we're just going to start removing these cams. Okay, so we're just removing all of the head bolts now. They're a triple square or 12-point socket, 12 mil. So we're going to take these all out. Took out all the buckets as well. So they're all in order on the bench. Now I'm going to look and see if these are reusable or not. I'm not sure if they say you can reuse these, but we're gonna find out. We should be good here. There was also one, yeah, I gotta take that off as well, one 12 mil bolt that's hidden. I don't know why they would just put one extra 12 mil bolt. It's kind of strange, but whatever. There you go. So we got our head off. Take our head gasket on. We'll clean that up and reuse it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I gotta get something smaller. Okay, so we're just taking the pistons out right now. I've already just labeled them, but we need to also label which direction that they go in. So, yep, just before I pull them out though, there's a bit of a ridge at the top where the piston rings never really touch. So I just give those a little wipe down just to get some of that crap off of there. So we're gonna pull all these out and label them all and set them aside. And then once we get them all out, we'll take the crank out. Are we doing it short? Oh. So we've got all the pistons out and connecting rods. We can see we've got some bearings here. These are definitely the worst ones. You can see they're just about paper thin, and they got roasted. So definitely lack of oil. They got hot, friction. The riding surface no longer has a film of fluid to ride on, so literally just metal on metal, and it started eating itself apart. And that's probably where we've seen the majority of the stuff inside the oil pan. That's just what happens when you don't have oil pressure or don't have oil inside of the engine. So our next step now is we're just going to get the crank out. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ready to come out. There is a piece on the back here. I believe that's a rear main seal right here. So we actually got to take this off to get to this because there's bolts that go in this way. So I was in a rush to get it on the stand and completely forgot to take it off. So now I get to deal with it now. So at least the engine isn't very heavy anymore. I think what I'm going to do is just get the come along, and we'll just strap it up and lift the thing up in the air. All right, guys, so we got the all of our caps off. I was actually surprised to see that they're 6-bolt mains. So we have our main caps that hold the crank in place. We've got 4 bolts in the top and then 2 in the sides as well. And they are 12 mil triple squares. So we got, 12 mil and 12 point. And we took, so we got all those off, got the crank out of there. Luckily, none of the bearings have spun. So our surfaces in here are very nice and clean. Oops, there goes the bearing. We're just replacing those anyways, but yeah, it looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that. We can start the cleaning process, and we're gonna have to once we get the crank here. We'll have to measure some tolerances and see. There's different selection of thicknesses of bearings. So we'll see what's going on, what ones we need. It would be nice if we could get a measurement right from the company, and then we'd be able to order the bearings ahead of time. So in the meantime, I'm gonna be cleaning parts, clean all the contaminated oil out of everything, and probably clean up the valves on the heads. And we'll get this thing tidied up nice so that we can put it all back together. So if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.